good afternoon as I scratch my nose. I decided to hop on and do a surprise Saturday afternoon stream, and mostly because as we're getting into June, it occurs to me that I know that the patch was delayed. That doesn't mean the patch is indefinite, and with Moogle Tomes out, it's probably coming close, which means if I want to get through A Realm Reborn without it being nerfed, I gotta get my ass in gear. And I don't even know if it's, just 2.0 or if it's all of 2.x, and if it's all of 2.x, we have a lot of cutscenes to get through. So we gotta get to it. So I went around last time and cleared up some extra things that I had picked up, just to get them out of my way and not distracting me, and that are not MSQ or side quest flavor related, just kind of additional features of the MMO. And we are back here at Fallgourd Float. Fallgourd Float. We ran around previously trying to find news of Lahabrea. Lahabrea was trying to get the kids in Little Alamigo to summon Rhalgr, and which is, now that you think about it, kind of the first time that they even acknowledge that one of the 12 could be summoned as a primal. That comes up again later in some of the political stuff that we'll see. But it's a good point that it was brought up now, and Lahabrea was indeed trying to do it. But of course we couldn't find Lahabrea there, and so now Minfilia has sent us off to Fallgourd Float in the North Shroud. And this gentleman here, who's a little simple, is a little freaked out and needed us to give him some lentils and chestnuts that his mommy used to make him feel better. So let's give Medred some lentils and chestnuts. It was horrible, a waking nightmare. Cannot unsee. Oh gods, what have I done to deserve this? Mommy! Here, have some lentils and chestnuts. Apparently I already had some on me. You found it? This is my favoriteest dish in the whole world. Mom made this for me whenever I felt glum, and it never failed to make me forget my... Wait a minute. You're trying to tell me that tell you about that, aren't you? No. Too horrible. Calm down. Calm down. Gale, don't cross your arms in discontent. I'm not going to be able to eat my lunch. You're right, it's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true, but that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance, a masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman! One glimpse was enough to tell me she'd died a gruesome death. In that instance, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. What? You're investigating the same masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medrod's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork. That's what I wanted to... Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay him for bringing me lentils and chestnuts. So here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Ah. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin known as Ziz could inflict such wounds. That's why some folks are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer is that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 6 of the creatures and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? Sure, I'll also get to know the rest of the citizens around. Come on in, lad, and take a seat. One of those adventurers, are you? Well then, welcome to Fallgourd Float. If you're looking to rub shoulders with more of your colleagues, you could also try the Bobbing Cork, north of the Aetherite. I do think I already attuned, because that's how I ran off and did other things. How do you fancy Fallgourd Float, traveler? Fine tea, warm beds, good ale, and good company at the Bobbing Cork. Small wonder that it's many a wayfarer's favorite stop on the raid to Kurthus. Speaking of the Bobbing Cork, I was sharing a drink and a tale with a traveler just a few bells ago. Apparently the poor fellow imbibed a bit too heavily, and when he came to, the key to his room was nowhere to be found. With all the rumors of late, both my friend and the innkeep are worried sick. If you happen to stumble across the key, would you be kind enough to return it to the Cork? You'd be saving more than one man a sleepless night. Wait, right. No. And that's just the chocolate key. Okay, don't have to talk to you. I did attune. Yes. Hail, adventurer! If you would not be averse to courier duty, I have a report that must be delivered to Florentel's spire with all haste. Mind you, this information is highly classified. I trust you to deliver it directly to the hands of Serpent Lieutenant Voderfont, without sneaking a peek for yourself. Okay? I don't usually do this, but a detailed account of events that have occurred near Fallgourd Float. That doesn't tell me much. Gods, heal already! I have places to be. I'll bet Mial Mokot didn't become what she is playing nursemaid to some clodpole. Damn and blast that hurts. The Ixalpec hard curse their godless feathered hearts. Cork? Why, one uses it as a stopper. Very useful for meeker sorts of potion. Oh, the Bobbing Cork. Yes, it rafts upon Fallgourd Float. Why? Well, lakes need no clearing, but forests do, so they tell me. Hail, and welcome to the Bobbing Cork. Our beds are so soft you'll think you'll have closed your eyes on a luxury barge adrift on the gentlest sea. A cozy bed, warm meals, fine spirits. I tell you, friend, ever since I came here, it's like I've died and gone to Nafaka's bosom. Go home to Ul'dah? To that ramshackle hovel where nothing awaits but my guilt-pinching wife and her endless whining? Never. Perhaps you can help me. My wife's hired some poor sop to bring me home, but I reckon this'll give him a change of heart. Take a seat and loosen your weapon belt, adventurer. The wood whalers keep the peace here on the Bobbing Cork. This hallway leads to the guest rooms. Only patrons of the inn are permitted beyond this point. I suggest you head back downstairs if you haven't made a reservation. I wouldn't take the path north, my friend. Proud Creek is thick with Dullahens, and they'll be the least of your problems if you decide to stray from the road. Unless you have a small army of companions to make the journey with you, I'd find another way to get where you're going. Hello there, adventurer. This crafting facility is for the use of artisans with special tasks. If you don't have any special tasks, then I must ask you to step aside and let someone else take their turn. Nope, I'm not working for the Echelmai. Nor will I be. If you wish to reside in Twelveswood, you must exhibit the proper respect for nature. The Ixali beastmen hunt forest creatures for sport and topple trees for their misguided rituals. Will the elementals punish these savage intruders, you ask? It's not a question of if, adventurer, but when. Some time ago, rumors got out that a flock of Ixal had settled near Fallgourd. This sent most of the folks here packing, and the place became something of a ghost town. Thankfully, they didn't last long, for adventurers soon began arriving in droves. No one seems to know what brought them, but they breathed much-needed life back into the settlement. Feeling safer for the adventurers' presence, them as fled eventually came back, and now Fallgourd thrives as it never thrived before. Greetings, adventurer. Is there something you require of me? As you can doubtless see for yourself, Fallgourd Float is a settlement built upon the water. Situated along the high road to Kurthis, it is favored as a waypoint for northbound merchants. All travelers are urged to experience the famed hospitality of the Bobbing Cork. Alas, the number of visitors has seen a decline of late. It has proven exceedingly laborious to keep the roads and bridges leading hither in good repair, and the journey to Kurthis has grown perilous. Have your travels taken you west to the snow-covered highlands? I've not been there myself, but 'tis common knowledge that the Ixal roost in Kurthis in great numbers. Ever must we keep a wary eye on our borders. Make sure your kit's in order before you set out, adventurer. The best person to have looking out for your hide is your own bloody self. I'm not gonna do the Ziz that are in the Fate, because I'm trying not to faint. There will be other Ziz, like this one. Oh, I can't wait to become a marauder. Oh wait, no. I said that wrong. I am a marauder. I can't wait to stop being a marauder and become a warrior. I'm level 39. And I'm still a marauder. Forgot what I named my companion. Shadow. One of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy VI. I will not attack the level 50 seated though. I'm not that leveled. Down there. It's dark for 3 o'clock. It's gonna storm again. Luckily, he's not aggressive. I just can't accidentally poke him. There we go. Okay, I'm done with the balloons. I remember spending a lot of time here getting lost because of the elevation. Because that quest, I believe, is up there. Ooh, windy. I might even have to close the window. It's gonna get cold. Now, where are the damn stairs to get up there? Over here this way. Somewhere around here is that key too, so keep an eye out for that. Yep, there it is. Sitting on that branch. Don't fall off, Gale. This isn't Horizon Zero Dawn that forces you to stay on the ledge. Although after last week, that cold breeze feels really nice. Hairs are done. I should go find this quest. It's a Hellsguard. Gold in the hills, gold in my purse. The eatin' out here ain't much, but my wife's cooking's that much worse. Oh, there's the ring. Hammering away night and day has my arms achy and my tummy rumbling. Sometimes the weight of my pick is simply too much to bear. Then I turn my thoughts to my sick mum at home. Pray help me, friend. I've run clean out of lantern fuel, and I'm afeard I won't make it long past sundown. I've not tried it myself, but I've heard that you can fashion makeshift lanterns by sealing those flying balloons inside these here lamps. Of course, it might take some coercing before they go in, if you know what I mean. Don't kill him. Put him in the bag. This is so ridiculous. Did I get it? Or did it blow up? I got it! Were you able to fashion some lamps for me, friend? I don't know, try these. An underdeveloped void-sent balloon thrashes about inside the globe, ready to self-destruct at any moment. Yeah, that sounds healthy. You're a godsend. Thanks to you, I'll be digging long past sundown tonight. Them's gold in their heels, ho-ho! Mayhap you can help me again, friend. I've got me eyes set on new veins of ore, but these legs of mine aren't quite long enough to get me there. Might you be so kind as to set these ladders up for me? I do it myself, but these parts have been terribly dangerous lately. So I'll do the danger instead. Okay? Oh, that's for the fate. That's not for my quest. Used for reaching those out-of-reach places. Yes, that's typically what a ladder is. Oh, there's a kitty sneaking up the window. Hi, kitty. Hi. You want to come over here and say hi? I can move my food. You want to come over here and say hi? You want to come over? You're going to go hang out in the window. Something tells me... it's underneath. Hi, girl. Because it doesn't make any sense for it to be on top, but I wanted to make sure because that was easier to access. And now I'm back up top. Told you this place is Bane. Alright. Go lower and go around. Yes, Nim, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? There we go. We can put a ladder over here. Truly, you've done me well again. What with those nasty critters looking about, I never could have done the job myself. I know not what manner of ore lies in wait, but mark me words, one day I'll strike it rich and leave this place behind for good. Okay, done with you. Happy to be done with you. Nope, and there's the other one. These parts abound with particularly ferocious beasts. You do well to keep a wide berth, adventurer, lest I be left to clean your carcass off the forest floor. I have a letter here for you. A report from Godwin, you say? Very well, let us see. Traveling merchant waylaid by Keekern bandits, adventurers hand-bitten clean off by feral ziz, etc., etc. The usual banalities. What's this? Sightings of a masked man? No casualties yet reported, but due diligence should be exercised. Troubling news indeed. These parts are perilous enough without some masked marauder stirring up trouble. Thank you, friend. Rest assured that the Adder will be on the lookout for this interloper. The spire is named for one of the heroes from the age of Gridania's founding. To have one's name immortalized so... Vortfoth's spire. Yes, I dare say that rings rather nicely. The freeze that came in the Calamity's wake has rendered Corthus nigh inhospitable. Many of the creatures that once made their homes there have been forced to migrate lest they starve. Some arrive on our doorstep with naught else on their mind but to feed. The worst of the beasts are jackals, who've been spotted not far from this very spire. Adventurer, we call upon your skill to dispatch these beasts before they make a meal of some unguarded traveler. This begging your pardon, fetid doder meat will serve admirably as bait. Ew. As a wood whaler, it is my sworn duty to protect my nation from the Ixal. Yet, as a Gridanian, it pains me to see the trees around me wither and die while we're off fighting battles. Shroud hares have grown destructive of late, gnawing away at trees and ripping shrubs from the ground, yet we cannot very well tell the birdmen to stay their spears while we hunt oversized slugs, can we? And so I turn to you, adventurer. Pour this weak old air over the scarred trees, and these culprits should be along in short order. You would bring the wood much succor if you could put them down. Okay. I so remember doing this the first time. I was still an Arcanist back then. Down there, huh? Kill the jackals! I don't need protection, I'm too OP, but it's good habit. No bite. No bite. Alright. Let's go back up to the spire first. Whew. Thank you, adventurer. I can battle the Ixal with a clear conscience now, knowing that those like you are friends to the forest. Florentel, whose name the spire bears, was one of the greatest heroes from the time of Gridania's founding. His martial exploits were exceeded only by his love of the forest. And his love for Eugenia, the namesake of our sister spire. Ah, do such tales of yore not set your heart aflutter? As you have proven yourself a capable ally, I would entrust you to take a more ambitious to entrust to you a task more ambitious than the slaying of hares. Mayhap you have encountered curious constructs of living stone in these parts. They emerge from the sundered landscape in the wake of the Calamity, and their numbers have only burgeoned thenceforth. For each one we slay, another one rises to the surface to take its place. My comrades and I are at wit's end, and it is clear that we must take the battle to the source. There is a researcher by the name of awoken who frequents the bobbing cork in Fallgourd Float. I suspect she might be able to shed light on the matter. Take this sealing vessel and capture the living soul stone of one of the golems. Mind you, you will have to weaken the brute first. Deliver the soul stone to awoken and see if she cannot ascertain the golem's origin. We are most grateful. This kind of situation would not have arisen ere the Calamity came and made Kurthis nigh uninhabitable to its local fauna. With the water hoarded in vaults of ice and their herbage held under the snow, the larger beasts have become positively infernal in their need to survive. Take heed if you head northbound, for know that you are riding into battle. Ooh, these are item level 36. Let's see. All classes, Disciple of War. Compare. I have 30s. Yes, I will take those. Apparently, I hopped up and did some quests that were above where we are in MSQ. Careful, kitties! No getting into it. Leia, don't attack her when she comes to sniff the window. Let's put those on. I don't need to immediately re-dye, we can still see. Good girls. Well, grab one of these, head this way, and then go back up to town. Why did I stun it? I didn't need to stun it. Not that it's a bad thing that I stunned it. Thank you. I can go this way. It just doesn't look like I can go this way. What do you want? The missus paid me good coin to bring her good-for-nothing husband home. Contains a brief letter written in shorthand by a tiny man. Your guild don't mean nothing to me. The missus paid me. What in the hells? A room me own here in the cork, plus all the ale I can drink, fully paid, courtesy of Gogolata? Get out of my way, I'm going to go give that man a piece of my mind. He's going to take him up on his offer. The way to deal with a sellsword is to offer him more money. Heading to the south, not much out there but rocks and dead wood. I can't imagine why anyone would want to travel that way. I suppose you adventurers would consider that godforsaken wasteland the perfect place to test your survival skills or some such. What do you think of our litter town, adventurer? It was built on top of the lake here, so we wouldn't have to carve any woods in the forest. Fallgourd Float might sound like an odd name, but it makes a good deal more sense once you know how the place was constructed. I mean to brave the ice-rim passes and travel north to Corthus. The journey is like to be brutal, thus I tarry here to build my reserves of strength before setting out. Have you seen the spectacular view from the cliffs to the southwest? Boulders floating in midair, the massive rune-carved wall thrusting upward towards the heavens? Such are the scars left behind by the devastating claws of the Calamity. The sea so overwhelmed my senses I damn near tumbled over the edge into the abyss. Yom Awoken? Why, that's me. At least, that's who I think I am. Did you need something from me? Though removed from the body, this heart of a golem still throbs with magic. Gummus Pollums! I fear I'm not familiar with them. Hummus Golems, on the other hand. Orion has told me all about them. Let's see what you've got, what brought me now. Oh, I can just feel it pulsing with energy. You've certainly found a live one, haven't you? I must begin my analysis straight away. Now, where did I put my glasses? Bloody sauce. That's why I always say, if you can't hold your liquor, stick to tea. I'm sorry, do you have something for me? A key to a private room at the Bobbing Cork. Why, I've been searching everywhere for that key. You're a godsend, friend. You must forgive me. There were rumors of late of a suspicious masked man in these parts, and they've got both me and my customers on edge. Any roads, thanks to you, that ale-swilling fool can sleep soundly in his bed tonight. You do well to find safe lodgings as well, friend. You see that painting over there? Well, of course you can. It's covered in a fortnight's worth of dust thanks to my do-nothing employees. I'd dust them right off myself, but I reckon the sluggards would better learn their lesson if, say, they saw a customer like yourself doing the deed. What do you say? A few swishes with this chocobo duster should do the trick, and I'll make it worth your while. You want me to clean for you? Haha, it would seem your efforts were a success. My wife's associate just stopped by a moment ago. Seems he wanted to express his gratitude in person, downed a pint of ale, and dashed right off to his room where he's sleeping quite soundly. If his rather conspicuous snore rate is any guide. Ah, the comforts of life on the road. In all truth, friend, I would like nothing more than to return home to Uldal where my loving wife awaits. That is, were it not for a small complicating matter. My wares, you see, were stolen from me by the positively frightful band of Kikern thieves encamped to the south. Why, were I to return home empty-handed, my wife's wrath would make the Calamity look like a minor brush fire. No, I fear I have no choice but to prolong my stay. A swish swish here, a swish swish there. It looks no different. Thanks, friend. If only my employees shared the love of fine art that you and I do, hey? The painting upstairs especially. Don't ask me why, but the lonesome figure standing there gazing off into the distance. I'm not usually the sentimental type, but it stirs something inside me. Is he wistfully remembering adventures long past, or steeling his nerves for a battle to come? Sadly, what with the artist's identity and mystery, we might never know. Just look at the time, whatever is keeping her. My apologies, friend, you've caught me in a frightful humor. The young girl has reserved a room with me tonight, yet she's nowhere to be found. There's ill rumors about these parts of late. Try as I might, I can't help but fear the worst. Might you be so kind as to go check if she's well? You've already seen to the Ziz? Good work, adventurer. So were you able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are our culprits? Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what to do, what it looked like anyway. What it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike Ziz from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? And seemingly James aside, there's a rumor been going around. There's some whisper that after each victim died, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire stand stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give you a gander. Give them a gander. There is something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Medrin's paranoia, but I, too, have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely at the same time as Medrin's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. Certainly. Let me hop on my chocobo and let me grab this because I don't want to close the window. The cats are enjoying it, but I'm a bit chilly with this nice cool breeze. Okay, there we go. Is that up or down? Is that up or down? Let's try down. Down. That wasn't one giant eye, that was many, many eyes. No, and I can't go this way. Never, ever enjoyed this part. At least it's small, whereas Sea of Clouds is like this for the entire giant zone. Other people are at the exact same place as me. Gale will never be in a tin can if I have anything to do with it. And I do. Thank you, friend. Why, I thought I was done for. One moment I was standing here enjoying the scenery. Well, the night sky is pretty. While my chocobo enjoyed a much-deserved nap, and the next, it sends shivers down my spine just to recall it. Any road, please thank the innkeep for his concern and tell him I'll be on my way as soon as my bird awakens. The chocobo slept through that. Okay. And how far? Okay, this isn't that far away. We can run. Grab his stuff. Oh, right. This is where the Keycurn camp is. Really? The rest have literally walked on top of them. Let's grab these Yarzan while we're here. Okay, now we can head back. I don't feel like it. Okay, my axe is level for the quest that I'm on. The girl's safe? Thank you, friend. Those are the best tidings I've received all day, and here I'd fear the worst. Why, if she'd ended up in the clutches of that mask, but I mustn't think such ill thoughts. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd best get back to my work. Something tells me the girl'll be needing a warm bed and a hot meal more than ever. What level jewelry do I have right now? 27? And this I can wear up until level 70, so we're not taking earrings. But a choker of 28. Wit 2, Intelligence 2. Yeah, we'll take the Suffing Joker. You have more? More? My good man, I dare say you're more reliable than the rest of my hired help put together. For better or worse, this means I've got another job for you. I've got 3 basket lunches here that need delivering to Finder's Bluff. After the last adventurer scarfed down 3 boxes on his own and ran off without paying his tab, I need someone I can trust. Oh, woe is me! A merchant without his wares is not worth a lump of opo dung. How can I ever show my face to my dearest wife again? Good, stolen from the merchant Gogolata by Keycurn bandits. My wares! Why, wherever did you find them? The Keycurn camp, exactly as I told you? Preposterous! Why, I think you'd actually, That is to say, I am in your debt once again, friend. Thanks to you, I can at long last return to Udal, where my loving wife awaits. Then again, there were those nasty rumors going around of late. A masked man, was it? Indeed, the roads may not yet be safe. Though it pains me so, I fear I've no recourse but to sojourn here a while longer. You're never leaving. Most folk are too scared to go within 100 yalms of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name. But what's a few vengeful spirits to the dauntless adventurer like you, eh? Bigger than a shard, but not quite large enough to be a cluster. The energy is emitted by this crystal lightly tingle the hands of any who touch it. Huh? Why, these are just your garden variety crystals. 'Tis a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good fire sand stick. Oh well. A monstrous bane might appeared, and you slew it? The creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Fallgourd. Intentional or no, you have done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of light combined with blind panic? Let's see here. Disciple of Ward. 28, 36. Heck no. And silverlit, all classes, all classes. I will take the cash. Ahriman. There's been no oops, clicked that too fast. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I had been pondering my encounter. Hey, he's practicing good, pandemic practices. I was uncertain for a time. There can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken a distinct creature for a banemite. But you and I were moms apart. How could we have both seen it at precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with a bane knight at the very spot you claimed to see that fiendish eyeball. Isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Ooh, he's serious. But listen, maybe it's not as mysterious as we're making out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be... Of course, there must be more than one of the buggers. Ugh, it's so obvious. But then that means, since there have been repeated sightings of these fiends, then there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown. Lest you have forgotten, it was at the rocky area to the west that I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you'll want to alert the authorities. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the region. going back. Alright. Those three are high, that's low. This fate is still going on. Hello, men. Digging for gold day and night sure works up an appetite. Is it time for supper yet? The Bobbing Cork's realm's famous basket lunch, filled with friendly made finger food from the forest. One of Master Alun's specialty basket lunches? Well, now, don't mind if I do. Ah, will my tummy not stop rumbling? Tummy, I command you, cease your rumbling. From Alun, you say? My tummy and I are much obliged. Bloody hog and adventurer stealing the food of honest, hard-working men. Are my eyes to be believed? Thank you, friend. It's good to know some adventurers can still be trusted. Nope, not this way. Back by Vecita. Ah, here we are. Alright, picked up the corpse. Okay. Greetings, adventurer. Is there aught I might assist you with? The body of this poor soul has been defiled in more ways than one. Yeah. Gods be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in Central Shroud, while the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. The victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's been difficult to identify them, so as to notify their next of... This button, engraved with a lily motif. This very same object was found upon another victim. A family sigil, or that of an organization, perhaps? Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You will need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard practice to entrust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by Mion. Mayhap someone in her vast network of contracts can shed light upon its sigil. Back to Gridania! After we finish up these quests. Eluin's famous baskets lunches hit the spot, eh? I thought as much. The prospectors at Finder's Bluff aren't just digging for personal fortune, you know. Each ounce of gold helps this region thrive and prosper. I'm happy to return the favor. You've gone above and beyond for me, and for this you have my thanks. Next time you fancy an ale, a tale, or just a respite from the road, know that there's always a place for you here at the Bobbing Cork. Back to Gridania. And she'll probably tell me to take it to Minfilia back at the Waking Sands, but in the meantime we can be semi-thankful that we're not immediately going back to the Waking Sands. I have background music on, it's just not playing, probably because it's 4 a.m. The depths of the 12 Wood hold many dangers for the unwary. To the northwest lies the territory of the Ixal, whose borders even our soldiers loathe the cross. These gates lead outside the city. Take the road north if you seek Hurstmill, and keep west if you're headed to Fallgourd Float. A level 29 side quest down here. Sure, we'll pick it up. It is no ordinary adventurer who is granted passage to the White Wolf Gate. I am Rostabont of the Wood Whalers, and I would see you live up to your reputation. My fellow whalers at Dunstan Spire are in grave need in adventurer's aid. Should you have a mind to make yourself useful, travel there and seek out the Avenax. Oh, it's probably more Thiavene or something. Thiavena? I don't know all the different and leaving out all the rest of the letters in French. I so want a better looking axe. Good morrow to you, Gale. By your good expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. What can you tell me about this? Well, isn't this a lovely little button? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan level quality, I would say. Where did you find this? On a dead body? Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid I do not recognize the lily sigil. You'll have to find the answer the old-fashioned way, by asking around. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette over by the Aetherite Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a request I receive on a regular basis. Well, go on then, show me what you have. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old, though I cannot claim to know its sigil. However, I can say with certainty that the white lily is a recurring theme in Gridanian culture. Alas, I do not know who would make a personal sigil of it. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Singweld with the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all of the citizens on a forename basis. To the Lancers Guild, then. Did I bring my water up here? I don't think I did. I just had my soda. Bye, horsey. Bye, horsey. Bernadette believes that I can help you? Well, that is a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear, but whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's Ward, northwest of here. Wait! A memory comes to me. Of late, there has been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursendel, and I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button on the breast of his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. Could you possibly be? No, forget I said anything. My mistake. Okay. I know where we're going. I should have known from the Ihermen. Duh! I do believe we are acquainted. Pray leave me to my thoughts. I do not believe we are acquainted. Pray leave me to my thoughts. Do you recognize this button? The sigil of the Darkentor's family. How is it that you came to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman? Her face? Was it marred in any way? I had feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths, but on one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. Dungeon coming up! Been a while since we've done a dungeon. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dartencours. During that time I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine. mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, and these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her to regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was, but when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Haukke Manor, my home for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavored to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience, until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest, as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Haukke Manor, on the western edge of Central Shroud. Go now. Go and do what must be done. I wonder if they'll turn these into side quests. Because, again, you probably don't really need this, but you don't get to lose the dungeon either. The district beyond is home to distinguished Grenadians. Commoners may not enter. That includes you, adventurer. Go back whence you came, or we're forced to remind you of your place. Alright. Central Shroud. Central Shroud. Let's just hop over to Bed Branch. This bitch in her quest, isn't there? Yep. Rustabont sent you? Thank the 12. I'd just about given up hope that anyone would answer our call. Tell me, did you perhaps notice that gaping hole in the ground on your way here? Aye, 'twould be hard to miss it. One of the many remnants of Dalamon's Ferry. The scaffolding you see is a solution we worked up with our friends from the Carpenters Guild, but even the sturdiest wood is at the mercy of the elements. The rains have fallen hard of late, and I fear there might still be some soggy planks left unattended. Please see to them, as well as to any pests who have come to fest on the wood. Really? Okay. You have the honor of addressing Marcette, realm-renowned naturalist and esteemed authoress of the New Eorzean Geographic, the single most comprehensive collection of knowledge our realm has ever seen, or ever will see. You've not heard of the Geographic? Why, of course you haven't. It hasn't been published yet, and it never will be if my assistants keep dawdling around instead of doing their jobs. So, hop to it. Of course I'm talking to you. Do you see anyone else here? Now for the 70,000th time, 5 toadstool caps, and be quick with them. Why, oh why, did I ever decide to become a scholar? Adventurous life would have afforded me more solitude. You want to complain about being an scholar and doing bitch work? I'm fixing the rafters. Those also count for my hunts. Yay! One more toadstool. There aren't any more around here. There's one. Have you brought me my toadstool caps? Each moment you delay deprives the realm of my prestigious knowledge. Yes, yes, hand it over now. But of course, it is just as I theorized. The spore density of these toadstools is exponentially greater than that of samples taken from before the Calamity. Clearly, they have evolved as such in order to adapt in our increasingly harsh environment. Ha 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 ha! This is another entry of the new Eorzean Geographic Complete. Ahem. Who are you again? Research Assistant 6. Yes, I am speaking to you, Research Assistant 6. That is the title I have deemed to bestow upon you after your humble contribution to my latest scientific breakthrough. Mind you, now that you are officially my slave, research assistant, there'll be no slacking off. I require a live lightning spark. Here is a jar. Now hurry, I haven't all day. You have my thanks, adventurer. A shroud hair, I see. I ask you only this, friend. Should you have occasion to meet Marcette, speak nothing of this to her. She is a researcher of sorts, unusual creatures being her specialty. Were she to catch wind of a shroud hair lurking beneath, she would rip up every last plank till we had nowhere to stand upon. The woman treats us as if wood willers were her personal liberatory assistants. I will stand for this no more. I keep my distance from her and would suggest you do the same. Too late. I will take that. The mere fact that you dare to interrupt me means that you must have the live lightning spark I require. Well, hand it over then. If one can consider a drifting semi-sentient mass of elementally charged ethereal matter alive. Ooh, aren't you a cute little one? Just think of all the fun I can have with you. The next assistant who dares shirk his duty is in for quite a shock. Ha 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 ha. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, toadstools. If my theories are correct, sending a shock through the toadstool will trigger a sense of danger, causing them to reproduce with unheard of speed. Truly, my genius knows no bounds. To think of the discoveries I could make if I had but a single competent assistant. You, Assistant 7. Or was it 4? Oh, whoever you are, be gone from my sight and let me concentrate for once. I swear to you, this woman is a fiend, a monster, a greater danger to this realm than all the beast tribes put together and then some. Why? I speak of Marcette, of course. No sooner did I return with the 300 hornet stingers that she requested than she sends me off to conduct a water survey at Hopseed Pond. In my condition, I'm likely to fall face first and drown. Oh, friend, I'm too young to die. Please say you'll help me. You must. Research Assistant 873, you're late. I'm conducting an experiment of the utmost importance to determine the source of the distinctive stink of a stroper's breath and require one freshly extracted stroper's stomach. The stench is said to be strong enough to knock out a man, so I shall provide you with a bottle of Marcette's Breath Begone. I know not what you've been eating lately, but you may want to take a dose of it yourself. Oh, and do not try to get killed, will you? Funeral rites for incompetent assistants are eating away at an inordinate share of my research budget these days. Excuse me. I remember the first time I had to do that, it took me forever because I kept dying. Now I understand how stun works. And I'm overleveled. Assistant, whatever your number was, I haven't all week. You'd best have the stroper stomach I requested, or I do believe I shall use your own innards as a substitute. Yes, just hand it over, will you? And the dissection reveals exactly as I surmised. With the proliferation of poisonous toadstools in the years since the Calamity, the stroper's diet has undergone a dramatic change. The reaction of the toadstools with the stroper's stomach acids results in the noxious gases emitted from the mouth of the foul beasts. And with that groundbreaking discovery, I believe I owe my prodigious mind a well-earned respite. You, on the other hand, Research Assistant 6, you have earned nothing of the sort. Get out there and hone your skills that you might actually make yourself useful the next time I call upon you. I don't want to be a Research Assistant 7, 12, or 43. I just want to go home. Ugh. Praise the gods you're back. Were you able to complete the survey? 1, 2, 3 samples from Hopseed Pond. Wonderful. I cannot thank you enough, though I cannot help but ponder what other back-breaking tasks might be in the future. Pluck the wisdom teeth of a gubu, procure a leaf from a treant's head. Gods only knows. Grandfather, grandmother, can you hear me up there? Your dear grandson shall be joining you all too soon. I don't want any of that stuff. Alright, off to Haukke Manor. I made a wrong turn. Haukke Manor, now accessible. Okay, before I queue for this, I'm gonna go refill my drink. So, and then we will queue for this dungeon. Be right back. And I just realized that I had my mic up that entire time. It's okay. I didn't say anything important. I was just cheering that I finished my hot log. Somebody pull more into this room, because I definitely did not grab that other mini servant. Yes, somebody grab that. Don't do that, please. Gee whiz! I'm definitely giving this to the healer. feel like if you pull them, you tank them. I don't feel bad about that. No regrets. not going to ignore the lamps. We are not strong enough. Especially since we won't have an LB2. Ha! I'm gonna give it to G-Wiz. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One could not help but admire the irrepressible spirit that has quickened it to life. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Heidelin chose well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. We could not well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength from Master Lahabrea. That task now accomplished, we take our leave of you. Fare ye well, bringer of light. Back to Gradania. No. Take the cheap route. The closest shard is probably the Lancers Guild. have dealt with your mistress. You are returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amandine? You must tell me all. So she went so far as to consort with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it's plain that they are of the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit upon them tenfold the woe that they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not wherefore. Through misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both, I am an abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. I only pray that the gods will have mercy on my soul. Report to Minfilia! Well, you know what that means. That means we're taking a trip to the Waking Sands. And we'll go via Limsa. Limsa. Hi, Tataru. Let's see, is Thancred still sitting on that bench? Or do we have new assignments for our Scion? Yep, he is. And, yep, Raymont's still there. Okay, we're not going to bother going in and asking around then. Welcome back, Gale. Full glad am I to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn into the 12 Woods? Two of Lahabrea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission? The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then. The Ascians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we Scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of this elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Ascians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet, come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you are ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. I'm not taking earrings. Skeletons. Level 30 quests. Please be voice acted. Please be voice acted.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
I know what we're doing now.
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Mervip hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The Echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send him to Limsa without Y'shtola, can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies. Tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You'll be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
It's gonna storm again. It's getting windy again. Thank you for agreeing to handle Titan and the kobolds. As Y'shtola mentioned, the mission will be fraught with danger, so we want to spare no preparation. I shall look forward to your triumphant return, as shall all your comrades. Go with the blessing of the crystal. And I'm guessing people now shifted around. Yep. You're a new face, I believe. No matter one's past transgressions, all who have seen the dream are welcome, even men such as we. I have heard offers such as these before. All were not more than bait for the hangman's noose. Still looking for your brothers? Looks like the antecedents found herself a good crop of aspiring heroes. Aye, I reckon Eorzea'll be all right as long as these fine folk are around to protect her. If there's anything we can do to help, no matter how small, just ask. Broken carriage axle, cracked barrel, hells, even a leaky bucket. Say the word and we'll fix it. I don't want to believe that Master Garland is dead, but the chief wasn't the type to cut and run off. He would have gone to Cartno. He would have been there when Dalaman fell, which means... Who am I talking? Okay, you know what? We're gonna try to talk, see if I... Okay. As the primals fall, so do our spirits soar. Though mine aid may be but modest, I nonetheless am heartened in my duties. I am told you are one of the finest, Gale. I suspect we will see much more of each other in the future. Guarding Noraxia is a prestigious duty indeed. Arvinald is right to be excited. But he has never crossed swords with the Garlean before. I worry what will happen if he is forced to confront his father's countrymen. Gale, have you heard? I have been chosen to serve as Noraxia's bodyguard. There have been increasing reports of Imperial activity in Thanalan, so the antecedent insists that our guest be escorted whenever venturing outside. I know how hard you of all people work to endear us to the sylphs. I swear to you that I will guard our honored guest with my life and not allow your efforts to come to naught. Guarding Noraxia is a I didn't mean to click on you. I want to talk on Abatia. Congratulate the boy, Gale, chosen by the antecedent as the Sylph's bodyguard. What an honor. Of course, this means his dusty rags no longer suffice. I say we get the boy a shiny new suit of silver armor, the kind the Sultan's Sorn wear. We'll split the cost evenly and surprise him. Not bad, eh? With this many people here, we need a culinarian of our own. We can't subsist on rations and preserved foodstuffs forever. You'll not believe it, but I've been summoned by Lady Minfilia. Do you suppose that she has an assignment for me? What I would not give to have something to fight for again, and yet I must not be overeager. The Waking Sands sure is busy these days. Fresh-faced venturers eager to make their mark, famous folk like you running off to face the bleeding Lord of Crags. Maybe it's time for me and the boys to retire. Venture into dangerous calling, after all. Be a little slow, be a little late, just once, and that's that. Ida is on her way to Gridania to request aid of the Order of the Twin Adda. In the meantime, we must learn all we can of the Primal Titan. Literature may yield us the odd morsel of useful information, but there is no surer way than to seek the former members of the Company of Heroes. Which is what I'll be doing. I'm very confused. This one has finally figured out a way to make walking ones be quiet. What does friendly one think? This one is very convincing, yes? Wow. I'm on 30. That's 35. You are up by the F castle. Okie I just ran past the Aether net. Not paying attention. That's an upset tummy. Good to see you, Private Fairheart. The Scions sent word that you were on your way. To business, then. It is as we told the antecedent. The kobolds have once again summoned Titan. A little over a moon ago, we began to observe the beastmen moving south in increasing numbers from Haukke Manor. Our scout subsequently confirmed the object of their aggression. Crystals. Fodder for their fell primal. Thank you, High Commander. You may leave the rest to me. Your deeds bring glory to the Maelstrom, Private Fairheart. Right proud am I to call you one of our own. Forgive the lack of forewarning, High Commander. The Admiral wished to address Gale personally. We are no strangers to conflict. Long have the Sahagin and the kobolds plagued our people, nor is this the first time we have had to address a primal threat. In the past, when Titan rose to threaten the peace, it was to the company of heroes we turned. But they are long disbanded, and we must look to other brave souls blessed with the strength to face this foe. So it is now we turn to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, confident in the belief that you are Limsa's best hope. I hope you are right, yet the situation is far from simple. The kobolds are not prone to unprovoked aggression. Did not the Lassocracy make a pact with the beastmen that each would keep to their own lands and that no blood would be shed? And was it not the Lominsons who violated this agreement, dissatisfied with their lot? Shall we then condemn the beast? You struck first, why should we attack them? Even a pirate must one day reap what she has sown. I would advise you to choose your words with greater care, Lady Y'shtola. Stand down, High Commander. She has the right of it. And the wrong is mine. Freely do I claim it, yet it makes little difference. Remorse will not shield us from Titan's wrath, or would you have us fall upon our swords? My apologies, Admiral. The safety and security of Limsa citizenry are, of course, of paramount concern. Already we have observed disruptions in the flow of aether further inland. The effects will be felt here in the city ere long. I ask much of you, I know, but the need is great. I trust I can count on you, Private? You have my thanks, along with the full support of the Maelstrom. I await good tidings. That the kobolds should summon Titan demonstrates they are no longer amenable to negotiation. This being the case, we must needs prepare for conflict before we meet Titan in the field. However, it would be wise to learn all we can of our foe, and I can think of no better source of information than the mercenaries who defeated him once before. The company of heroes may be no more, but several of its former members still live. It is said that one of them is employed at the Grey Fleet Mills in Lower Noscea. Quite why a mercenary which should choose to become a miller, I do not know. Yet when you find him, mayhap you could ask him for me. I, meanwhile, shall seek his fellows. It's easier just to go out the gates. And I picked the wrong gates. That's okay. We'll go through blind iron mines. That might even be faster. Yeah, there's a hole there. Actually, I think this was faster. Oh, sure. Now I need stropers. Oh, just go a little bit north. I'll be in Costa del Sol, and I can become a warrior. Hi, Y'shtola. The Company of Heroes is the most celebrated mercenary band in the history of Eorzea. Even so, I must admit I have never before met one of their members face to face. I imagine that a warrior who had toppled both Titan and Leviathan would seek to bask in a lifetime of fame and glory, yet he seems to have settled in a place distinctly bereft of adoring crowds. I'm not singing. He's singing. You gonna say something, Venture, or just keep staring? You wanna know about the Company of Heroes? Ah, hells. Price of bleeding fame. Can a miller mill in peace no more? Still, seeing as you've come all this way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to oblige ye. Consider yourself lucky, mate. Old Tractum was the company's best axeman. Now, what was it you wanted to know? Item comparison, 30. Oh, I'm already wearing it. No, I don't want crumpets. I'll take the money. Ah, so you want to hear the tale of how the Company of Heroes bested a primal, do ye? Let me guess. You mean the bastard Titus, eh? Oh, if only you'd been there to see it. 'Twas a mighty struggle, like the legends of old. Me and the boys fought him for 3 days and nights, we did. The ground trembled with every step Titus took, and when he hit you, boy, it felt like a cannonball to the gut. Ugh, just like that. Oi, what's that look for? I'm a gobstand hero, I'll have you know. The people round here sing me praises. Don't tell me you only care about learning the secret tactics to be used to beat old Titus. Well, too bad, because now I'm not feeling charitable. If you're so damn desperate, then why don't you do me a favor and kill those rats that have made a nest by the windmill just south of here? Aye, do that, then we'll talk. So, if canon is that Titus is really pronounced Titus, and here we're using it as a stand-in for Titan, is it really Titan? That's because it's Titus. Ah, so the beasties are dead, are they? Nice work, Venture. Save me the hassle of... never mind. Oh, there's an axe. But that's the one I already have. What? You still asking about how I beat Titus? I don't know, Venturer. It was a pretty risky strategy, the kind only a veteran of 10 score battles could rely upon. I want to teach you, I truly do, but unless you prove what it has to take to face that fat bastard, I can't in good conscience tell you a damn thing. At the very least, you need to be capable of slaying, say, a Gubu. Come to think of it, that ain't a bad idea. Them creatures have a taste for the flour milled here, so you ought to have no trouble finding one in the vicinity. Of course, I ain't asking you to cut down one quick as a skilled axeman like myself. Any road, why don't you try heading due west and stand in lookout in case a Gubu comes calling. Slay it, and I might consider telling you more about old Titus. You again? And the Gubu that was harassing the Millers is dead? Didn't think you had it in you, Venture. Still, you took forever and a day to get the job done. Still not sure if I should tell you our secrets. I don't want any of those. So, as I was saying, I still don't know if you've got what it takes to face Titus. Maybe if you slew a... Tracticum, you were in here drinking again? If you are, that Gubu had better be dead. Oh, it's dead, Chief. You had me word on that. Cleaved the beast's skull in two with me trucksy ask, I did. Is that a fact? What will your friend here say if I ask him? He'll vouch for me, of course. Ain't that right, friend? Tell me true. Was it Tractum who slew the Gubu, or was it you? Chief, what are you saying? It's me, Tracticum, the finest axeman ever to serve in the company of heroes, the legendary mercenaries who slew that bastard Titus. Titus? Titus? Who in the seven hells is Titus? Some primal you fought in a drink-sodden dream? The company of heroes slew Titan, you bloody halfwit. Aye, well, see, Titus was what me and the lads used to call him. That's the biggest load of Sahagan shite I've ever heard. Both of you, outside, will learn the truth the Laminson way. Tracticum, if you didn't slay that Gubu, you might consider your contract revoked. Been a while since we've had a duty. Destroy the large boulder. Alright, you know the rules. First man to smash this boulder will be judged the Gubu Slayer, and don't even think about trying to kill me, that's cheating. Who picked these boulders? They're nothing alike. Ah, the hell's with it. Let the contest begin. How you doing, matey? Feeling a bit stiff by any chance? Only killing's against the rules. You're still at it? Bugger me, it's lucky I've got one of these. The arms! The bleeding arms! Alright, I admit it. I lied about being in the company of heroes. But I'm begging you, Chief, please don't dismiss me. I've learned me lesson. Honest I have. Save your blubbering, Tractgum. Gods, I should have known. Mercy, please. I didn't want to deceive you, I swear. It's just that I kept getting turned away by all the folk I asked for work, and I panicked. See, the last job I had was at Costa del Sol, and there was this grizzled marauder everyone treated like loyalty. When I heard he was a captain in the company of heroes, I finally understood why. I wasn't being serious when I said I was one of them, but you wouldn't believe me, so I... Look, his name was Whiskiet, alright? Whiskiet. He'll tell you how to defeat Titus or whatever the hell the thing's name is. That's what you wanted, ain't it? So come on then, tell the chief to forgive me. It's only fair. Costa del Sol! Alright, we will go to Costa del Sol, we will attune to the Aetherite, we will go meet Curious Gorge, we will become a warrior, and then we'll stop for today and play more tomorrow. Gale, ever the sight for sore eyes. A nasty bale of turtles has been preying on this area of late, snapping and gnashing at everything in sight. Why, even the best men that Master Gedgeruju can buy can find themselves no match for the creatures. Word has it that the beasts have been sighted swimming in from the lightly guarded northern shore. I will send you there to investigate the cause behind the burgeoning numbers. Yes, let's go. Oops. Whee! I believe I can fly. Ugh, damn it all. Gale, we must see to those beasts. Seven hells, there's no end to them. Prepare to fall back. I'll see to the shellbacks. You whelps just try not to end up as turtle grub. That axe. I've not seen its like in... Gale, we must do what we can. That should send them scuttling back to their nests. You can call me Curious Gorge. One remark about the name, and I'll rip your ugly heads from your shoulders and suck the marrow out of your twitching spines. You two are guards from coast to soul, I reckon? Not as much. We are of the Marauders Guild, sent here by Axemaster Wirzion to assist in the defense. I am Sulkwib, and this is my comrade, Gale. From my guild, you say? Well, blow me down and call me a bogey. Had you told me sooner, I'd have introduced myself with proper respect. Or from the guild, you say. You're Gale, right? We've only just met, but I see in you a strength not found in ordinary men. What say you unleash the beast within and become a warrior with me? A warrior, you say? So it was you I saw brandishing battle techniques I had thought lost to the sands of time. Lost? Ha ha ha! Perhaps in these parts, but where I come from, the way of the warrior is alive and well. My tribe has been handing them down for thousands of years. Yet our numbers dwindle with every new summer, and this is why I left the mountain where I was raised to come here. What say you, Gale? If you would walk the path of the warrior with me, seek me out at Hidden Falls. The warriors of old. We have all heard the tales, but never once did I dream that I would meet one in the flesh. My memory is cloudy, but many years ago it was said there was a young marauder in the company of heroes who would unleash crushing blows, theretofore unforeseen by his comrades. When the company disbanded, he vanished, never to be seen again. Might that be this curious gorge? I cannot vouch for the man's identity, but there can be no denying the display of strength we saw today, nor that he has taken a liking to you, Gale. This could be an opportunity for the ages. Hidden Falls, was it? Were I in your boots, I would head off there without delay. That's my plan, ma'am! I knew you would come, Gale. Let us begin. Any man can take up an axe and call himself a marauder. To become a true warrior, he must prove he can tame the inner beast that guides the blade. I witnessed your battle with the turtles, and I must say that I was impressed. You have proven yourself far more worthy of this than I could have imagined. In your hands lies the soul of a warrior, a crystal within which the deeds of 1,000 warriors from history are recorded. For countless generations, the soul has been passed on to those of my tribe who chose the path of the warrior, to guide them and aid them on their journey. When your inner beast awakens, the runes will resonate, further empowering your will and granting you such strength as you never thought possible. Today there is a cause for celebration, my friend, for through you I have ensured that my tribe's legacy will endure. Yes, it is for this day, this moment, that I came down from the mountain. Yet, however earnestly I pursue my goal, I cannot deny the fear inside me that my mission will ultimately end in failure. For you see, while I might style myself a warrior, the truth is that I left the mountains before my training was complete. And while I carry with me the chronicles of my ancestors, detailing the ancient arts of war, I lack the ability to fully decipher the texts. Yet there may still be hope, for there is another who fled my village, one who shared my dream of passing on the teachings of the tribe and can read the tome, my brother. Without him, I fear there is little more I can teach you at this time, but that will not discourage me from continuing my studies of the chronicles, nor shake my belief that further secrets will soon reveal themselves to me. Until then, I ask that you use this knowledge I've passed on to you and continue your training. You must strive to harden your will so that it may endure the strain of future burdens. Good luck, my friend. Warrior unlocked. squished over there. Oh, I gotta reset all these stinking bars. Alright, I'm going to go back to Costa. I'm going to stand next to the Aetheryte. I'm going to bid fond farewell, and then I'll redo my hotbars off screen. And that will be it for today, but tomorrow, probably around 9 or 10, I'll continue. And we will talk to the real Company of Heroes man, who can help us defeat Titus. There we go, in a sanctuary. I'll hop off here, and bid you a fond adieu. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.